Hi, readers. Welcome back. It's Miss Ornelas. We're here to do our third read of our story of the week, Then and Now. As always, please remember to focus your attention, use your eyes, ears, and brain, and ignore distractions. Let's begin.
Then and Now, written by Tracy, Sato, illustrated by Boot Simon. Then, think about some of your favorite toys. Children in the past played with cars molded out of metal. They moved their cars by hand. Now children can play with remote controlled cars.
Which way of moving the car looks easier? Why do you think it's easier to move it with the remote control? Yeah, lots of reasons. You can stay standing. You don't have to move around very much. You just use your fingers to move the controls.
Then, construction sets have been a favorite of children for many years. One set had small wooden logs that could be stacked to make cabins and buildings. Today construction kits have pieces that fit together and wheels or gears that allow movement. Sometimes motors are included to make machines that can move on their own.
Readers, how is the construction set in the past different from the construction set now? The construction set of the past has no moving parts, and the construction set of now has motors and gears and lots of different ways to move the pieces.
Then, games like hopscotch have been popular for a long time. Children would toss small rocks on a grid drawn in chalk. Each player tried to hop in the squares without stumbling. Now, boys and girls today play on playground equipment with many different activity areas. Some structures even have climbing walls and zip lines.
Cool. Readers, on both pages, the children are playing with friends. Do you think they are having fun? How can you tell? Right, their faces give us clues. They're excited. Everyone looks comfortable and relaxed. They were taking turns. Yep, these are all great ways to have fun with friends.
Then, what were schools like long ago? Children of all ages sat next to each other on benches. They practiced lessons by repeating words out loud. That could be noisy. Now, in schools today, children can listen to stories at the listening center. They wear headphones so the noise doesn't bother anyone else. Other children can listen at the same time.
Readers, what do schools today have that schools long ago did not have? Computers, for sure, is one thing. Ways to play music. Mhm. The furniture is different. Yeah, lots of different things. We are very lucky to have all the things that we need to do our learning now.
Then, in the past, students exchanged letters with children at other schools. They were called pen pals. It was a fun way for children to learn about life in other places. Now, today, some classrooms have computers with webcams. These small cameras let children see each other on the computer monitor as they talk into a microphone. They can see and talk to someone miles away.
Readers, which would be a faster way to connect with a friend? A handwritten letter or a computer? Why do you think that? For sure, mailing a letter does take longer than just sending an email or connecting with someone via your webcam.
Then, long ago, children rode home from school in a buggy. A horse pulled the buggy along a bumpy road. Now, today children get home from school in many different ways. Some ride the bus, some ride in cars, and others walk.
Readers, if you could ride home from school in a car, a bus, or a buggy, which would you choose and why? A car, a bus, or a buggy? Which sounds most interesting? I think it'd be cool to ride in a horse and buggy. I've never done that before. Have you? Let's continue.
Then, people have been using telephones for many years. Early phones had no buttons or dials. An operator had to connect calls by plugging in different wires. Now, now cell phones can be carried anywhere in a pocket or bag. No wires are needed. People can make calls from anywhere.
Readers, how are cell phones different from early telephones? The size is different, right? We can fit our cell phone anywhere in our pocket, in our purses. And the early phones didn't have any buttons or dials. And now our phones today have dials and buttons to do everything we could dream of. Can you think of another way they're different?
Then, home life was different in the past too. People once did their laundry by scrubbing wet clothes on a washboard in large tubs. They would hang the clothes outside on clotheslines to dry. Now, washers and dryers make doing laundry easier for families today. These machines also make the job go faster.
Interesting. Readers, why is it easier and faster to do laundry today than it was long ago? Right, we have our machines. Can you imagine washing all of your clothes one at a time by hand? Oh my, that would take a long time.
Then, phonographs were a popular way to play music. A large vinyl disc called a record was played by setting a needle in its tiny grooves. Now, music players have been transformed since the phonograph. Now you can use a computer to download songs to your personal music player. You can carry your favorite songs with you.
Readers, how are today's music players and telephones alike? I can play my music on my phone too. I can pull up my favorite song on YouTube or Apple Music or anywhere. And they are alike because they're controlled similarly. We can use our headphones by plugging them in or connecting them. Very interesting. In the past, they couldn't do that.
Then, newspapers have provided up-to-date information to people for many years. They may also tell about events and things to buy or sell and include puzzles and comic strips. Now, while newspapers are still widely read, news can be accessed almost instantly from the internet using a computer. News can be posted on the internet minutes after it happened.
Readers, what can the internet do that newspapers cannot do? Right, the internet. Do we get our news really quick as it's happening? Yes, we do. On the internet, we can watch the news happening as it's happening in real time. Newspapers cannot do that. News are the current events or what is happening now in our neighborhoods, in our communities, and in our country, and even the world.
Then, in many homes, families would gather around the radio in the living room after dinner. They would listen to adventure stories, funny skits, and mysteries. Now, families may still gather after dinner today, but now they watch television shows or movies.
Readers, why did families gather around the radio in the past? And why do families gather around the television today? Do you think they had televisions when families were listening to the radio together? No, not yet. Television was not invented yet. Families now and then like to spend time together and do things as a family.
Then and now. As they did in the past, people today enjoy reading books. They can read books for fun and to learn new things. Many things have changed, but some things will always stay the same.
Readers, what do books have in common with newspapers and letters? Books, newspapers, and letters are all things we read. Readers, we've come to the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember, friends, stay healthy, helpful, and calm. See you next time.